Acts chapter 17, verse 26. God hath made of one blood all nations. My blood is the same as yours. If I get a transfusion from a black man, it's not going to tell the color of my skin. If he gets a transfusion from me, it's not going to straighten out his hair. The blood's all the same. Shem, Ham, and Japheth have the same blood. You got your blood from Adam. May not have to be blood type to match, but you all got the same blood. You don't get your racial characteristics from the blood. You get them from the genes and chromosomes. Verse 26, one blood, all nations dwell upon the face of the earth, and it determined before the times appointed, and the bounds of their habitation. You're to live here, you're to live here, you're to live there, and I'm putting the boundary between you. Why? Verse 27, so you can get saved. Verse 27. Because when you get together, you'll kick me out and kick my book out, and then you'll all go to hell. One time in Genesis 11, one time in the year 2004, UN downtown New York. All right, we'll close. We have time, don't have time to finish it there. We'll close there for right now. Let me say in regard to these things, when it comes to intermarriage of these races, in the Old Testament is strictly forbidden. In the Old Testament, Solomon was king of Israel, and yet no king beloved him by God like him. Nevertheless, him that outlandish women cause to sin. Shall we do this thing and sin, and so forth and so on. In the New Testament, it's not forbidden. In the New Testament, there's no specific command saying not to intermarry with another race. It isn't there. There are verses that you're going to have to use as guidelines, such as let not your good be evil spoken of, such as your testimony, such of love does not behave itself unseemly. You'll have to think about the children. You'll have to think about complications that might cause you with your own race or the other race, those things. It isn't strictly forbidden. And generally speaking, and I don't have time to go through it today, I might have time through some other time, maybe next week, I'll show you how these races come out, the way they, racial features and things. And generally speaking, some relationships between Shem and Japheth are good relationships. That's an Oriental and a European. The beauty queens in Hollywood and the models for most of the big places that model stuff are combinations of Shem and Indian and European, usually Swede, or sometimes Scandinavian or Irish or Scotch. And that combination isn't a bad combination. Shem with Ham isn't too bad a combination. That's your Maori and your Polynesians, your Melanesians. That'll get in the Philippines and Indonesia and Cambodia and Thailand and India and places through there. And that doesn't upset the thing too bad. But when you get white and black, you get you a mess. And years ago, out there in Berkeley, California, where there was a fellow preaching named Holy Hubert, he was a Church of God fellow, but he had the immunity system of a lion. He could take anything. Got beat up 8 or 9 times. But he'd get up for those huge crowds out in Berkeley during the days of the hippies and yippies, and they'd bombard him with questions. Microphone, 20,000, 8,000 people, that kind of thing. And they asked him one time, will you let your sister marry a black man? And he said, absolutely not. And boy, they just threw stuff in there and yelled and screamed and cursed and hollered, for 4 or 5 minutes. It took him 10 minutes to get him shut down. He said, you didn't ask me why. And then they raised hell again for 5 minutes, didn't want to know why. They got through. He said, because I have more respect for your black brother than you do. No wonder why he said that. He said because when the children came up, his people would would be rejected by my sister's people. And if her kids came up, then your people would reject them because they were white, and she'd reject the others because they were black, and I wouldn't want to put that load on my children because I love them too much. And that shut them up. That's what you have to consider. All right, okay, take a break there. All right.